first step is, oops, okay, sorry. Okay, so I think the first step is the student should apply, should begin his application 6 months, at least 6 months before their graduation. So if a student is supposed to graduate this July 2023, so they should have begun the application in January 2023. Yes, because when you start your application early, then you give the immigration time to process your documents. In some cases, the immigration may reject you. Then you probably know the next step of you, whether you are going to continue your master's or your PhD. So one of the major problems that many students have in China right now, they try to open their do their company registration at the last at a month to their graduation, which is, yeah, it could be cool, but after the your license is ready, what next? You don't have enough time. So the immigration will probably tell you to go back to your country and finish the process. And of course, many students don't like that. So in short, for this particular topic, the first part is a student who's trying to apply for a work visa in China should try to make his application. I recommend 6 months, but you can make yours about 3 months to the time of your graduation. Now, from the document on the screen, for the B class work visa, the minimum requirement is a bachelor's degree or higher. That if you have your master's, fine, but the minimum is bachelor's degree. And the applicant must have a 2 years work experience from their country. Now, you cannot provide a work experience that you've had a 2 years experience in China. No, because your visa states that you're a student. So how can you get your work experience from China when you're a student? So they will not accept that. Then the third one is no criminal record from your home country. And when you get it from the home country, you have to take the original document and prove, like, okay, sorry. So you take your work, your no criminal record to your embassy in Shanghai or in Beijing to authenticate it. Yeah. So these are just the main the eligibility requirements. Number 1, minimum of bachelor's degree. Number 2, work experience 2 years. Number 3, the no criminal record. Then now the required document itself are the international passport, which they have already, color photograph. Then the bachelor's degrees and transcript. Now, for students who are currently doing their bachelor's degree in China, they cannot apply for a work visa if they are just graduating from their bachelor's degree right now, unless their school provide them with their degree results earlier. Then it could be possible. So, but on the long run, students who are very serious to set up their business in China, they should probably enroll for a language program so that they can have enough time to apply for their work permit in China. And again, just for clarity, according to the law, after your study visa, you should go back to your country and apply from there. That is according to the law. However, from experience, if your documents are very perfect, I mean, your CV is very arranged, you have no criminal record in China, no negative remark from your school and other stuff, the immigration may consider to extend your visa without you going back to your country. It comes by more like accreditation or some kind of checklist they have there. So now I've just explained all these parts. So right now I will just hit on another key point again. Now, many students or many workers in China right now, they get their visas. For example, they have their visa to do some trading in China, and they are nowhere to be found in their province. So this is one of the issues that immigration is having with some certain nationalities. So if you are a student who plan to work in China legally, successfully, without breaking the law, so they must be able to, the agency you apply from should be able to tell you, or probably it's just common sense, you should be able to do, because your visa have stated that you are doing trading or e-commerce. So you should try to focus on that, your commerce, based on your visa in your city. Yeah, so I think this is one of the key requirements. Then also, at the point of extending your visa for the next year, because right now, Nigerians in particular, Nigerians and Pakistan and some countries in particular, they don't get the 1-year visa direct. So when you apply, they give them 6 months first. So this 6 months is just to, because the immigration have experience. So this 6 months is just to make sure that the applicant will be able to stay in the city. So after that 6 months, you go to the immigration to apply again, then they will check their system. So once they find out that you've been in the city for quite a long time, like in 6 months, you've been in your city and of course your office, then they'll probably extend for you. So for those Nigerians doing their having their business in China, you should pay attention to the tax. Again, China has made their terms very clear that they want to be number one in the world in terms of trade. So China worry about what is your value to this country. So which means that when you start your business in China, or you are working in China in some kind of commerce, you should try your best to make sure that your company or organization has the official revenues. Because how do they check the revenues? They check revenues by the amount of in Chinese they call it fapiao, amount of receipts your company has. Because you cannot be doing business in China and you're transferring and you're paying for your service or your goods through WeChat. So WeChat has no auditing process to the government. It's not yet an official channel. So to avoid all these problems, those doing those working in China or doing their business should make sure that their money pass through their official business account, because that business account is linked to the immigration. And of course, since it's linked to the immigration, so which means that when you are going to renew your visa, the immigration will focus on that tax part. So when they check and see that, oh, you've been in this country for 2 years with zero tax, that is you've not, of course, you've done good business, but no one knows. So that's one of the reasons that leads to people not being able to extend their visa further. So these are the key areas about the work visa in China. Yeah, basically the areas is just very straightforward. The main area is just the applicant should make sure that he's doing the right thing. And how to get the right thing, we have some document I can share as a link probably after this Zoom meeting, just some checklist. They are just listed there, which is number one, you have to pay the tax, be paying your tax return. Number two, you have to have a real office in China, because whether it's in Guangzhou or Shanghai or Nanjing, the immigration, they do come to check. They have a special, the immigration has a special unit called something market supervision. So if it's in Guangzhou, they have a Guangzhou market supervision. So they come to they have time. So then they have population. So they come to every foreigners organizations or office. They come to check, is it there today? So even if you're not there, it's not a big deal, but remember, they are taking your register for you on your behalf. So doing business here in China or having a company in China, it's I don't think it's so much stressful, provided one follow the rules. And what are the rules? You have your educational visa for teaching, that's fine, you can teach. Or you have your trading visa for doing some kind of shipping. Just focus on that area. However, lastly, I don't know if I still have time. Okay. So lastly, if you have, because some students probably they want to do some teaching jobs, that's great. So if you have a trading visa, like my visa is a trading visa, if I want to engage in teaching, it's not a big deal, but I'll make sure that I go to that institution where I want to be employed there. Then I have to make sure I sign a contract with that institution. Okay, so you tell the institution that, listen, I have a trading visa and I want to probably engage in teaching or some kind of educational service there. Then that organization or institution should be able to sign a contract with your company. Just arrange the terms, make sure the terms is okay, in such a way that your trading company or your trading service is providing a service to them, educational service to them. Then that's fine. So you can travel to that city and provide that service. And of course, if you're in another city, you have to do your police registration so that the police can be aware that, yes, you are there. And of course, when the police come to check that organization, you have to show them the contract that, look at, okay, this is my visa, and of course, this is my contract with this company. And that solved the whole problem. I've seen cases like this and for Nigerians, and it goes very fine when they do their things very professional. So that's all I have to say for now. Maybe I can accept some questions, then I can expand on some part.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah, so far we have one. I'm going to start with a question in the comment section before I go and ask people to. Someone said, what about with master degree?
Let me slightly. Sorry, let me try and check. Okay, how about the master's degree?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I'm not so quite clear, but let me just try and go back a little bit. Yeah, if the person is in China right now and he or she already have a master's degree, then it's fine. But right now in Georgian province, the immigration has set a rule that your 2 years work experience should come after your highest degree. So if your question means that you are going to graduate your master's degree now, it means that you're not eligible in Georgian province, because the immigration just set a rule that you must have 2 years work experience after your highest degree. So the client is probably eligible in other provinces like probably Guangzhou or Shanghai, and D-type work visa.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah.
So we will be taking more questions. You do not have to type in the comment section now. The floor is open. If you have questions, please just speak up and let us ask.
Okay, then I think I just saw a question from Mitch. Yeah. Is it possible to get a work visa? Yeah, it's possible to get a master's degree. It's possible to get a work visa without a 2 years work experience. That's for type C. Yeah, so type C does not require you to have experience or a degree. Yeah, so the answer to that question is type C. Put it in the comment box.
All right, I have a question, sir, concerning this type C. Now, it's going to be very limited since you do not have experience. So
yes.
Someone just asked, how easy is it to get the type C, and what are the limitations? Like how can I do a lot with type C since it's going to be very limited? Does internship count? Does internship count as work experience?
Okay. First of all, the internship does not count, and the work experience must be 2 years straight, not instrumental. Like it must be a direct 2 years straight. Then how easy is it to get a type C? Yeah, again, if the person is having a master's degree already and no work experience, then the best should be an entrepreneurial visa for this case in Shanghai. Yeah, and just to expand on this question, at the auditing room of every immigration, especially in Shanghai and in Zhejiang province and in Guangzhou, Shanghai, Zhejiang, and Guangzhou, at the immigration center, they have time. So those guys check every detail. So one of the reasons why people may not get their documents approved is because of their CV. Because the immigration, they have a team that reads your CV like line by line. So I think if the applicant's CV is well organized and the work plan is very straightforward, both in English and Chinese, then you are able to convince them that you probably do well. So that's for entrepreneurial visa if there's no work experience and you have a master's degree. Yeah, in Shanghai. Yeah.
Also, but what are some of the limitations, like the type C now? Sorry,
Yes.
before like what are the limitations to that? What can you do with it since you don't have? Is it just this entrepreneurship you can do with it without visa or?
Yeah, the type C is a working visa. So you can get type C in two ways. You can get it either by company registration, then you apply for type C, or you can get it by a company employing you, giving you type C.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think the best way is to get it through a company registration, then you apply for a type C. And there is no much limitation. Just say the type C is just a kind of visa that helps you to, should I say, just give you time to get your 2 years that you transfer it to B type. Yeah. And the actual use of a type C are for crew people, those who are doing this ship or family members, or some kind of people who the initial use of type C are people who has a business in China and has a business in other country. So you want to be here and here at the same time. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Someone has another question in the comment section. It says, how do we register a company in China?
Okay. Well, there are so many provinces to register. So registration varies. Registration is very easy. So you can have a student visa and register. It's also fine. So how to register? So right now, we have some documents at the embassy, at the consulate, because we've tried to link some Chinese agencies we are working with to the consulate that provide a very fixed service. So you can reach out to the Nigerian embassy, to the Nigerian consulate in Shanghai, or you can reach out to any of your a visa agency. So from my knowledge, registration in Shanghai, it's about, you just need your international passport and of course your last visa and the fees. In Shanghai, it's about 6,000 yuan. In Zhejiang province, about 2,000 to 3,000. In Guangzhou, about 3,000 to 4,000. Yeah, just company registration alone with a virtual or real office.
Then the next question is, what's your experience with company registration in Chengdu?
Yeah, we don't work in Chengdu, but all the rules are just the same, whether it's Chengdu or Sichuan, right? It's Sichuan, the province. So whether it's Sichuan or Guangzhou, you just need your international passport, your last visa, and that's it. The agency who does it will provide you with some kind of office, and yeah, that's just that. Yeah, sure, of course, sure. And right now, through the help of our leaders here, we've gathered some lists of our company as well, and also our partner Chinese companies to the consulate. So the service can be very straightforward and with a contract. Yeah, so you can reach us on the contact box or through the consulate in Shanghai.
All right, yes, thank you very much. I just sent his website, email, and phone number to the chat box. So from there, you can reach out to him either through email or WeChat and contact concerning the registration. So we still have a bit of room for more questions. Do we still have more questions? Or is there still anything you would like to say, sir?
Okay, sure, of course. I'll be lost. I still have some stuff I didn't cover. Okay.
All right, I think maybe you can use the remainder of the time.
Okay, sure. So again, let me go back to my PPT. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, again, for foreigners, for Nigerians in China right now, because I believe almost everyone in China, most foreigners, Nigerians, have somehow, some way or the other passed through the education before they got their visa. So I strongly recommend that if you're a student in China, especially, I strongly recommend that you make your applications. If you've gotten a company who's going to employ you, you should begin the process 6 months before the time. That is, you tell the company, you don't need to, because these are Chinese, so it's their homeland, so they don't really understand, they may not really understand the time that you don't have. So you make your application at least 6 months before your graduation, so that you can have enough time plan ahead. So I think this is one of the key areas that most people should be doing. Then again, if you are going to incorporate your business, try to avoid a virtual office. I mean, online office, because it never goes well. So if you are really going to do a business and stay very happy in China, you try to make sure you have the real office, because again, these guys, just like what I said at the beginning of this talk, their revenue is about 1 trillion yuan, and about 49% of their revenue came from tax. So which means that they are very, very much concerned in tax. And how does the tax affect you? You need to pay your rent, right? Your office rent. So when immediately you open, because I do work with them, so immediately you open, a company is open, that your data has gone directly to the market supervision people. So immediately you just open a company, your information has gone directly to those guys, and those guys will just start coming to that address immediately. So once they find out that there is no one there, they just probably do some kind of auditing on your name, on the license. So this is what really causes problems, yeah, for people. But to avoid all these things, just make sure your record is very clean and straight. Okay, I think there's a question.
Yes.
Can one start applying for work visa while still holding a student? Okay, someone asked a question. Can one start applying for work visa while holding a student visa, and not possible to renew one student visa? Okay, yeah, okay, for this question, yeah, right now, because, okay, Mr. Jedif, okay, right now, you cannot use your house. You cannot use your house as an office. Yeah, so right now, you cannot use your house as an office. You can use your house as an office when you are not applying for the visa. Okay, but immediately visa is involved, then your house cannot be office, because the market supervision will come to check, and they don't really need to come to your house to check. Once they see the name of the company address is in a residential area, it's already a problem. So according to the law, you cannot use your house as an office. For those living in Shanghai, their shared office is probably 500 kwai per month. So it's pretty cheap in Shanghai. While for those in Guangzhou and Zhejiang, my city here, they don't want a shared office. They want a real office. So I think the answer is a no for that. You have to have a real office, not your home. Then for the upper question, you can, for the upper question, according to the general law, you should apply for a work visa from your home country. Okay, that is just the law. But if you really want to get your work visa here in China with your student visa, then you must think of making your applications at least 3 to 6 months. The application comes in 3 steps. I don't know if I still have time. 3 steps for your work visa application, whether it's A, B, or C. Okay, we have 3 steps for your work visa application. 3 steps. Number 1 step, you open your business license. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2 step, you apply for the work notification letter. So the work notification letter takes about 1 month. So when you get your work notification letter, then you have to book appointment for your visa extension. So it is at stage 3, which is your visa extension, the immigration tells you that no, we cannot allow you to get the visa here, go back to your country, or they may just consider you to change your visa. And the best way to do that, you have to go to your school and cancel your visa, change it to T visa, but confirm from immigration first. So you change it to T visa, then before you can be eligible. A T visa means that you're no longer a student. It means that you are through with your school, but you have to be fast because T visa expires in 30 to 45 days. Yes, for the last question, yes, it is legal to invest. You can buy a house in Shanghai, in big cities like Shanghai or Guangzhou or judge and probate, yes. And when you get the house, there are some special requirements to that. Maybe I can put that in the next video.
Yes. All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Still time later on, we would take more questions for this, but because of time, we need to move on to the next. And then the next topic would be on changing and applying for schools, how to apply as you're here, like to change without having to go back. What are the basic requirements? When would you apply? How to apply? What sites or companies can help with that? So our speaker would be Mr. Justin Lee from BRE Education China. So Mr. Justin Lee is here with us.
Hello, this is Justin from BRE. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good evening. Sorry.
Yes, good evening. So please, you can share your screen, please, and if you can, please introduce BRE first before commencing.
Okay. Thanks for the invitation from Mr. Nathaniel and Nido, of course. And I'm very happy to be here today and meet our friends today, introducing to you about the China University Admission and Scholarship opportunities. So let me try to share my screen right now. Please wait a second. Can you see my screen, because I'm using my phone right now?
Yeah. We can see your screen.
Okay. Okay, so you can see my screen now, right? So basically, I'm just gonna give a very brief introduction about our agency that we are currently working with NIDO, and we hope we can bring more China University admission and scholarship opportunities to Nigerians in China. Okay, so we are BIU Overseas Education, and we are a studying China agency based in Shanghai, which is also East China part. Okay, so right now our service scope includes study in China application, international education cooperation between schools, China University and abroad, and also international talents recruitment. Okay, I'll skip the company value, member team and stuff, and just gonna check to you about our introduce to you about our business. So here you can see we have Brilliant Elite, which is international sales recruitment and entrepreneurship. Actually, we can also provide the entrepreneurship and like maybe also some employment opportunities in Shanghai. And for this part exchange, we have international cooperation. We can help China universities to cooperate with overseas universities and schools, high schools, etc. And the efficient scholar is study China application and scholarship. So today I'm going to introduce to you guys more about the scholarship part, because here in China, from the government to the school, university, they will provide different kind of scholarship, from Chinese government scholarship, local government scholarship, and also some university will also provide multiple kind of scholarship, right? So our agency will work with universities directly and we can help students with good conditions to apply for different kind of scholarship from either government or school. So during this procedure, what kind of service do we provide to our students? Okay, for example, if you are interested in, let's say, a degree, master, bachelor, or even PhD, right? Or you just want to study your Chinese language, which is also fine. We will help you to customize your application plan and help you to select and match our universities with you. Because right now we already work with almost 100 universities in China now. They are based in either East China, North China, West China, South China, and Central China. We all have, but the majority of our universities are based in East China, right? So we also provide details documents guidance for you. If you are interested to apply, we will give you a very detailed guidance. We will have a professional consultant to help you with the procedure to prepare all your documents required by university so that we can achieve a better success rate. Okay, and also for students who want scholarship and who meet the application requirements for scholarship, we can help them to match and apply for scholarship as well. So what kind of scholarship you may wonder you can apply? So for this part, like I said, we need to evaluate your condition first, and we will match the best suitable level of scholarship. But for example, let's take an example for the Chinese government scholarship. If your GPA is very high, for example, it's above 80% out of 100, or it's above 3 points out of 4, right? And that means you have the basic requirements to apply for Chinese government scholarship. This Chinese government scholarship covers both the tuition, accommodation, and insurance. And plus, the Chinese government will provide you a monthly allowance from 2,500 per month to 3,500 per month. It depends on the degree that you want to apply. And also, if you successfully, we got you admission and scholarship offer, right? We will also help our students to process the visa, of course, like how to apply for visa from embassy, etc. So basically, that's what we do here. You can take a look at our achievements. We have served the international students like volume have already crossed the 12,000, and our sourcing students are from 64 countries from Africa and Asia. Here, if we take a clear look, we have actually we have a big percentage of students from Africa, and also we have other students from Asia. And overseas, we work with many different agencies in different countries as well. Yeah, so here are some demonstration of our success students. Here we have some moments of cooperation with universities, our partners, and some events that we have.
Screen, we can't see your screen anymore.
You cannot see my screen anymore?
Yeah.
Let me try again.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Can you see now?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So here you can see that we have our WeChat subscription, and we have many success students from Africa and Asia. And here are some cooperation that we work with universities in China and abroad, and some agency partners. Here we have some kind of sports and culture events that we have held for international students. Yeah, so basically that's the brief introduction from my part, and I'm very glad to share this with you because right now there are still some universities and scholarships available for this year September intake, right? So if you are interested, you are welcome to contact Lido, maybe Mr. Nathan Nam, whoever you can reach to in this organization, and they will pass your information to me, and we can help to make your application plan for you and to match scholarship for you and process for you to get your dream university in China with scholarship. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Justin from BRE Overseas Education. Thank you for sharing your insights on how you provide professional services to assist international students in pursuing their studies here in China. Please, if you have any questions, you can use the comments box, or you can raise your hand and we can invite you to ask your question. Okay, someone is requesting for the contact information. Ure, please can you share or okay?
The contact information will Mr. Justin Lee will share on. We would also share it later.
Okay, I think someone asked the question. Someone is asking, how much does the services cost? Sorry, Mr. Justin, are you still there?
Okay, hello, I'm still there. So about the service price to apply, right? It depends on the scholarship level that you want to apply. So I can give you a range, all right? Since you guys are in China, I can give you like a price range in RMB. So our service price, it ranges from like 1K, like 1,000 to like 10K yuan. So it depends on the program you want to apply and also level of scholarship. So for details, you need to reach out to us, and then we can give you the program for you, and then we will offer you the price as well.
Okay, I think I also have a question, and it's concerning the service fee. Applicants expected to make full payments, or they make part payments, then after the admission and every other thing, then they complete the payment. How is the payments done? Is it full payments, then after the admission, or part payments, then the admission, they complete the payment?
Okay, so thanks for the question. So we have like total service fee for different programs, like I said, right? So to start the application, usually our total service charge will be divided into 2 stages. Okay, the deposit and also the balance fee. And also the deposit and balance fee each takes up 50%, which means to start the application, you only need to pay the 50% of the fee, okay, to apply. And the rest amount of 50%, you only need to pay us after we get the admission and the scholarship result for you. But I also understand that some of our students, right, they may have like, financial problem. Maybe sometimes 50% is a big burden for them. So sometimes we will also evaluate our candidates' financial situation, and it is possible to apply for a lower percent deposit. But like I said, it all depends on the condition. Yeah.
Okay, so and also, is there 100% guarantee that this particular applicant will get the scholarship or the admission?
Okay, so
or
in
if
this
the person
market,
doesn't get it, would the money, like the first deposit, would the money be refunded back to the applicant?
Okay. So there's in this market, there's no such stuff as 100% sure scholarship anymore. In previous years, it may exist, but right now it doesn't exist anymore because with the like improvement of the China higher education market and scholarship market, right? It's not like previous years that some university will give some seats for students to buy or something. Right now, the requirements for candidates are getting more strict. The scholarship review are getting more, standard, so that all students need to go through the application and review procedure. So for us, we will give each student a success rate based on their documents and condition. We can give you, for example, 80%, 90%, you are possible you can get this offer, right? But we don't guarantee 100% because I think only scammer can tell you, okay, we have 100%. Yeah. So for the service fee deposit that you have mentioned, we will like I said, the deposit amount is just a part of the total amount, right? So if students didn't successfully get the admission, but before that, of course, we will apply for multiple programs to increase the success rate. So if in case in the end student didn't get any admission to us, we will return the majority of the fee student paid to us. For us, we will only keep a very small like labor cost for the processing. Yeah. So the majority amount will be returned to students.
Please, I have a question. So if I'm to graduate in July, when will be the best time to start applying? How early should I apply?
So you can start to apply now because you don't need to, and you cannot wait for July to apply because by that time most of the exam will already be ended. So right now, if you are still in school, you just get a graduation letter from your university, and you can start the process right now.
All right, thank you.
So I have some questions from the comments. So let me just answer them quick, and I have to get offline very soon. Sorry. So for the company registration, oh, it's not for me. Sorry. So some student is asking, can I share my contact? If you are interested in applying for a China University scholarship, please contact our organizer Nido today. They will help you to reach out to me. Okay.
I'm sorry, one more question. The course, what is it, all courses that can get scholarship or apply, or are there certain courses like medical students or engineering or language? And then do you have to speak Chinese? Do you have to speak Chinese language to be able to apply?
No, you don't have to, because many China university will provide English taught program for students. So if you choose English, you just need to prove your English proficiency level. If you choose Chinese, then you need like to have NHK. Yeah.
And then what of the courses? What kind of course can apply? Can any course apply? Any major?
So okay, I would say that most courses are available to apply for scholarship. It's just that some
Hello, Mr. Justin, are you still here?
We can't hear.
I think maybe the network.
Probably.
Okay, maybe is it still online, or I can't see that.
Yeah, it says it's still here.
Okay, I think someone asked the question, is there any full scholarship for medical students? I think so. I've seen several offers for medical students. If you're really much interested, you can contact Nido, then Nido would share the contact of BRE. And please, let's not forget that they provide professional services, not just for students that would want to study here in China. They provide customized application plan, documents guidance, scholarship application, visa consultation, and so on. And for the questions concerning securing or procuring work visa, work permits, probably to come towards the end of the webinar. Without wasting much of our time, please would want to welcome the third speaker. He would share with us his insights on internship, work while studying, how to go about it, what to focus on, who to talk to. He's no other person but Engineer Sunday. Engineer Sunday is a seasoned engineer with over 10 years of industrial experience. He's a registered engineer with a corporate membership of Nigerian Society of Engineers, Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, COREN, and a professional certificate of specialty and technology in Liaoning province of China. He's currently working in China as technical project lead in the automotive industry. Please permit me to welcome our third speaker, Engineer Sunday. You're welcome, sir.
Hello, can I be heard?
Yes, you can.
All right. Yeah, once again, I want to appreciate you all for being here in this webinar. All right. And I've been rightly introduced, yes. So I'm Sunday by name, you can call me Engineer Sunday. All right. Without further ado, I'll be sharing what I have to present in this meeting. All right. But I'll have one issue on how to present this document. I'm sorry for that. I'm trying to see where to present. Where do I get the present button? Sorry for that.
Please click on share screen.
On the share screen, okay.
Yes. It's
Oh,
below.
share screen. All right. Yeah,
Yes.
share screen. I found that. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So can I be seen? Can I be heard?
Yes, we can see your screen, we can see your slides, and we can hear you.
All right. Okay. So my name is Engineer Sunday once again, and I'll be discussing with us here on how to navigate career opportunities in China, especially on internship, because I'm a living example of someone who have done internship in China and at the moment working in China. All right, as a lead engineer, or what you can call a technical project leader in an automotive industry. And even currently I'm at work now. You know, it's really busy here. All right. Now, I'm very practical with us within this 20 minute time that I've been given to discuss on this issue. Please, can I be seen? I don't know if my camera is turned off. Can I be seen, right? Okay.
You're sharing your slides, so yeah.
Okay.
You can be seen. You can be seen.
Okay. All right. I don't know. All right. So I'm going to be practical in my own approach of the whole process, okay? Because I'll be speaking based on what I have done and what I've seen people do. And I know it's going to help you a lot, or going to be for you very helpful if you'll be going through these roads to apply for internship and what's it called, a work visa in China. And I've seen that the previous speakers have done some justice to this work visa stuff, so I may not speak much, but I will give some few tips about it based on my experience as well. All right, so before I go, I know most of us here are students, okay, and or would have passed through study. Let me use that word, okay. And oftentimes when we leave this, when we leave our country shores, we are trying to find a better life, not just to study alone, but to study and find a better life. All right, and having said this, we need to prepare ahead of what we want to get when it comes to this better life, you know, this end meet or this end goal. All right. So if we're in China here, or being in China here, one of the key things that I think is one of the like the priority that we should pay attention to if we want to stay in China after studying. You know, I've had friends or colleagues that after studying, they all left China, they didn't stay. So it depends on your preference. But if you want to stay in China, number one thing that you should focus on, number one, which is very important, it's your language proficiency. All right, language proficiency. It's very, very, very important. All right. You can't come to China and have this intention to stay in China to work with a Chinese company if you don't have this what's it called? You don't have this mindset to learn, understand, and speak Chinese fluently. You know, I do have some friends. At each what's it called, a discussion with maybe Chinese locals, you hear what Timbudong or Timbudong is no, sorry, no, I'm sorry. They will say, no, what Timbudong, yeah, what Timbudong. What are you saying? I don't know what you're saying, please. You know, what Timbudong. At each talks or each what's it called, discourse, what Timbudong. And these guys really want to stay in China. So for you, I'm very practical with you that it's not possible. Except you'll be finding, even if you find, what's it called, all these international firm that's going to employ you, In this company also, you will still see Chinese people alongside or in this company, because in China, it's hard to find a company that will stand alone as a foreign company. For instance, VW in China, you have VW, FAW, or Shanghai VW. They must work with Chinese company in partnership. So in other words, our Chinese proficiency level is very, very, very important. You must learn, understand, and be able to speak Chinese fluently. Like for me, in my own case, during my stay here, though I should have given you more examples, but we don't have much time. For instance, when I was employed after my internship, let me say during my internship, the first interview for my internship, I was asked by my employer, can you speak Chinese? And I said yes. For who is your German? And they just switched the interview from English to Chinese because they can't speak English. So everything was moved from English to Chinese, and they were well pleased because I could communicate in Chinese. Very, very, very important. And number two, what is also important as number one, is pursue academic excellence. Pursue academic excellence. You don't just become a good student only by let me say by just by your result alone. Like we only know you are a good student at the end of the term when we see your result. No. But anyway, I'll put in that in the next slide. But let me talk about academic excellence. Pursue academic excellence because your lecturers, they are all watching you. They are all watching you. And if you are not academically sound, hardly will they refer you to any opportunity. So if you know you want to work in China, okay, imagine which company will employ you in China if you don't have good results? Because before you be employed, even the local, what's it called, immigration bureau, they will take your results and see if you are, if you have what's called good results. If you don't have good results, they will start questioning your employment with the company. So everything will be checked in detail. So please pursue academic excellence. And also be involved in your curricular activities, school activities. Be involved. Let them know that you exist. Don't just be the on defense kind of person. Be involved. Let them know you. I'm being practical. In my own time, my Laoshis, they all know me. They all know me from head to toe. They all know me. They know me very well. Even my card lecturer, in each class, he always asks my colleague to ask Sunday. We were so close that I was with them like family friend. I was so involved in school activities that you can see some pictures here. Like for instance here, all these are school activities. Some of them I was here, or let me say most I was here, or actually all, except this one that they went on a trip. And all these activities, I was involved. And there was one guy in my school, this guy, he ran very well. This guy is the most famous Black guy in my school. Why? Because he used to run very well. He's involved in all school athletics. He's well known in my school. Be involved. Let them know you exist. Let them know you exist. And also, I put this picture here to also tell you about be academically smart and sound. My study was, MSc degree anyway, MSc, master degree. And that was around 2.5 years in China. But I finished all my classwork, my paperwork, all my research work, everything completed. And I even made publication of journals in international, a body. Everything done within 1.5 years. Because when I came to China, I knew I'm going to work here. So I made earlier preparation. Within 1.5 years on the dot, I finished everything about my studies. I only have 1 year to stay at home and wait for my final defense and graduation. So at that moment, I had to start planning or looking for internship, but we get there. So be academically sound. Even while I was done with all my stuff, and even when I was we were like about to end our project or our MSc, I still have like 2 or 3 colleagues that were still struggling with their thesis, but I finished mine. a year ago already. Everything was done within 1.5 years. So I had 1 year already for myself alone. All right. And number three, build your Chinese circle of friends. In my time, I had a lot of Chinese friends. Okay, here is also here. Here is an English corner that we built in our school then. English corner. Anyway, this picture, you can see my, what's it called, my mouse. Anyway, and this is me here, and this is also me here. All right. Build Chinese circle of friends. They will help you. They will be for you very helpful. Here is, okay. Let me go to this. You may ask, how do you build, circle of friends? When you are always in the school or academic work, you can find time and build circle of friends. For me, I looked for a volunteer job, which is to teach English for free. I taught English for free during my time while I was in school, or let me say while I was done with my what's it called, with my almost done with my MSc, almost done with my what's it called, class and coursework, or almost done within that 1.5 years. So towards the end of that 1.5 years, I started teaching English for free. And this is me here in an English corner where I taught English for free. There I met people. I also met this guy, Li Hang. It's called Li Hang. Go and Google this guy, Li Hang. He's one of the famous snooker player in China. This is his picture while he was in Europe. He traveled virtually every time, always in Europe. This is I am Li Hang, and this is Li Hang. This is the father, which is also the coach. So I have many scenes to show you here, but we may not end with this slide. Many pictures to show you of me and some, but some I will keep them private for now. Anyway, so try and build your Chinese circle of friends, because this land belongs to them. They just need to do 1 or 2 calls, and you are all settled as regard your job and whatever you want to do in China, because they know the territory more than you. You're a foreigner. All right. So for me, like I said, I created what's it called an English, or let me say, no, I joined an English what's it called, corner where I taught English for free. Even a guy met me there and he said, "You mean you are teaching English for free?" I said, "Yes." He was surprised. And he said, "Even we can't do that. How much more you're a foreigner?" From there, I met so many value, adding Chinese people in my life. In that same, just this same room, you see the same room. It's for both children and adults. It's a very big, what's it called, room or hall around. Anyway, the next thing is here we have, you can also do what I do as well. How do I create friends and look for friends? Is that each time I go around, I look for things to solve. For instance, in China here, it's not an English country. If you go around in many places, you will find what's it called, a lot of errors in what's it called, in what it translates. You know what I'm saying? You'll find so many errors. I have them a lot, though I don't have, some of them I can't even find them because they are what's it called, in my maybe old archive or whatever, old pictures. So what I do actually is, I don't know if you can see my screen, or I should go back to this, okay? What I do is that I look for where they have all these errors in hotels, or where look for the school or what the school or hotel admin, and say, okay, look, I can give you these correct what they call words for free. And from there I made friends. Here they mean, like here they said it should be what's it called, no fishing, or fishing is prohibited, but it wrote no catching, no fishing. This is just what they call Chin's English, or just maybe through Baidu, Chin's English. So here they wrote freshly. This is a big what's it called? This is a big coffee shop. All these I took by myself. I even took this one early this year. I never knew I'll be called for this program. I took this early this year. I have a lot of them in my old, what's it called, hard drive, that I've also helped and helped them to give them the rights, or what they call it, translation. Here they wrote, freshly roasted, freshly ground. It should be grind. This is a big coffee shop in Nigeria. Some of you may know this coffee shop, but I will put them here. And this is in all their branches. So I approached them and told them, so I believe by now they should be changing this now. I don't know, but it requires some kind of steps to maybe from their head office or so. So you can look for a way to create Chinese circle of friends. Just try and be involved in these people. Try and get close to them. Look for a way. There are many ways. You can also create some by yourself. All right. And the next step we have here is what? Create healthy and value-adding relationship. You know, for me, my lecturers, I was so close with them that each time I call upon them for anything, very quick, they respond to me. Some will even give me grocery. When I mean call on them, I don't mean asking them for help, like what's it called, money or whatever. I mean, when I need maybe anything in China, I call them instantly. They want to help me. Some will even bring, like one will bring his child, to my dormitory. Imagine, and leave his son with me for hours until they go and come back anywhere they're going to. Some will give me groceries, some will take me on vacations. That was how I was really close to them. I mean, fully paid vacation. And all these guys played a major role in my life that I'm here now in China. They all played a major role. How would they let me go? Imagine, how would they let me go? They can't let you go. They want to see you in China forever. So please create value-added relationship. Also, seek for internship with companies in China. Before you finish studying, like me now, I told you I finished everything within 1.5 years, and I have 1 year, and I started looking for company. Firstly, one of my friends, the guy met me in that English corner where I was teaching English for free. And then when I was about to finish my coursework, I told him I want to work in China or look for internship. And instantly, then we became good friends. He was in my house that night. And instantly on my computer, he just looked on Baidu and he found the company around maybe 8 p.m. and they called them and they asked me to come the next day. I'm telling you, he called them on a Thursday. The next day, Friday, we went there together. That was how I began my internship in China. Just like that. A friend that I met in English corner. Now, before you finish, please look for companies in China. You may ask to work for free if they will allow you, but they will not even if they will, most will allow you for free, but they will still pay you stipends. I know them. These people they're not bad. Chinese people are nice. They will pay you stipend and some stipend. They will give you some stipend, but try and get into them by telling them you want to work for free. All right, for free. Okay, I see my time. Thank you, moderator. All right, so I'm being fast. I don't want to kill your time. So I would have given you long stories on, practical stories on what happened from my day one to this time, but time enough, maybe next time. All right. So seek for internship with companies in China. You will find a whole lot of companies. It depends on your approach. And if you don't know how to approach them, ask a Chinese friend. By then, you should have built some big or high level of Chinese circle of friends. You should have built if you know what you're doing. I mean, the day I arrived China here, the first day on the 10th of October 2022. That day, I said I'm going to work in China. That same day. That same day, I made that decision that I'm going to work here. And what you say, what you say, like what you profess, if you follow them, diligently, they come to pass. And you can imagine within 1.5 years, it was really shocking. I was the only student in my class that finished everything within 1.5 years. I have one good whole year, 12 months to rest. Then I look for internship. And I work with the company for internship for about 8-9 months. Then they have known my ability. And how wouldn't they employ me? It's a long story. I'm going to tell you maybe more if I have time on how I became employed. Shocking story. Yeah. All right. The next thing is be active in your place of internship. You can see me here. This is me. During my internship, it's a Chinese company. I look for what do they lack. These guys lack how to communicate in English with customers, foreign customers. They're really scared of customers. So I had to create with them a 10-minute class every morning, English corner with them. It began very small, with maybe 6, 7, maybe like around 15 in my department, around 15 or 18 in my department. Later, all the boss, they saw what I was doing and they joined. The big boss. Later, they even invite other departments to join me. They must join me in this English corner. It was really impactful. This was during my internship. I did my work on time, made sure I was really involved in my work. And all my boss, they knew me. They knew me so much. So be active in your place of internship. Don't do this like a jellyfish. Be active. Let them know that you are here to stay. And how would they let you go? If you have been this helpful, you have been this, how would they let you go? They will never let you go. They will do all to retain you in China. Be active in your place of internship. And here we have, how do we work, or how do we apply for the work visa application? Are you getting it? Please, how much time do I have left? I want to go back to one point before I go to this point. How many minutes do I have left, please? What time do I have left?
You
Mr.
still have
7
about 20 minutes or 15.
Left?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So now let me go back to one of these points. I want to, give you some encouragement about these points. Now, because of the way I have been active in my place of internship, I mean really active, really, really active. I cannot give you, I cannot say beyond or what's called below that. When I was to apply for my after my internship, I was to apply for the work visa. Do you know that city refused to give me work visa? They refused. They said, we Africans, we only come here to study and go. That in the history of that city, there have not been any African that's ever worked in industry and commerce. They refused. And my company knew my ability. My company, tried to lobby them, do all kind of, and they refused. They said no, that we only come here to work and not, only come here to school and not to we Africans. Now my company has to go through Beijing, the capital of China, and Beijing has to instruct them to give me work visa. That was how they gave me work visa. I mean, my company overall boss, that's the CEO, was the one that spoke to Beijing because he has all these links. The company CEO, even while I was in internship, I was having meeting with the CEO. If you could know how I was involved in this company, I was well known that the CEO could stand and say no. I mean, this CEO of the company said no. It's a very big company anyway, very big company. The CEO, which I hardly see once in a while, but he knows me very well and we had meetings. He wrote Beijing and fought the battle for me. And that was how I was given work visa. I became the first African in the history of that city to have a work visa. And after then, they now knew that, oh, we can work here and not only school. After I came, we have other 2-3 Africans. Even now, there are 5 now that have worked in that city. Though I'm no more there now, I've moved to a different location now. So you see how it is. Because of how my impact in that company, they said, no, they can't let me go. So please be active in your place of internship. Be very active. Be very active. And be good at your job. Be good at your job. I was doing my job, not just doing it, but I was doing it in a way that it could attract every eyes. Now, on this work visa, I have here, if you, or by the time you are going, or you are almost done with your work visa, or with your what's called your internship, ask your company to apply for work visa for you. You may not be like my own case. I had one almost 10 months for internship, where I was doing internship, but I knew that if I do internship with a company, there's no how they will employ me. These are all my own, ways that I knew that if I go this way, it will work for me. And even my internship, don't forget, first internship was by my Chinese friend. And my second, later I worked there for like 3 good months. And I said, no, I will work here. The company doesn't look big in my eye, or, I was not okay with the company. I now told my supervisor that I want to find a different, a company. And instantly he made a call and told me to come back the next day, that he will see a friend. I came back the next day, he called someone again. Within like 2 or 3 days, he found me a different company where I worked for good 7 good years after internship, 7 good years. And this company exposed me to so many countries of the world. This company itself took me abroad, took me everywhere in the world. This same one company. So if you know what you're doing in China, you will be, I'm saying sorry, sir, I don't know what it's saying. What is it saying? You can still speak. Okay, Mr. Ore, what are you saying, please, Mr. Ore? Sorry, I don't know what you're saying.
She said 15 minutes, but it also includes question and answer. So for your
okay, now I understand.
have
So I'm
like
going to round up. Okay. I was wondering, but I was wondering. Okay. All right. So we have, if you're going to apply for a work visa, number one, if you'll be staying in China and you have exceeded your X visa, ask them to get you a T visa, which should last around 30 days or so. But it can also be renewed. So if you be in China, they'll be applying for this work visa for you or work permits for you. You get for yourself a T visa. But if you leave, if you still have a valid JW202, tell them to help you extend your residence permit. So with that, you can sit in China while they're applying for you your work visa, and also ask them to get you the you can see the B1 here to get you the what's it called, the work permit. And also you may also need the alien employment license for China. If you'll be applying for these outside China, these documents, you need it. I don't know if you can see my screen. The second document, you need it. All right. And here you have, after everything, you also ask them to get you a company license. There's a license here, you need that for your application. And after all, also ask them to get you a company letter of invitation. This you would need if you will not be applying in China, but it's not so important like as the first one. This is the major one. This one is the major one. Yeah, this is the major, the king of all. Unemployment here. This is the king of all. The B1 is the king of all. All right. But these sometimes they may not ask for this C1, all right, or this C. And also ask them to get you, for this B, sometimes they may not ask for this. It's not so important. It's just a company writing that they want to employ you and they put a stamp. It's not so important compared to that first one I mentioned. And you also need this company license, very important. What is this? All right. So these are what you will need to prepare for your work visa, with a Z visa in China. All right, please let me open for questions so I don't take all our time. Thank you very much for your listening. Sorry, I was just in a hurry so I could give you a lot of information within the time that I have. Thank you for listening. Please, your questions are welcomed.
Thank you, Engineer Sunday, for this wonderful presentation and your laughter. Wow. You did laugh like big man, oh, sorry. I want to be like you. A big man you be, oh, so
no.
I'm just a small. You don't make you don't blow.
No, please don't tease me.
Thank you very much. Wow.
You're welcome.
This your story, your case study. It's really, really, I don't know.
I have a lot to tell you practically. Even how I learn Chinese, but it should be maybe next time. It's something that will inspire you. I mean, inspire, but maybe next time. This time will not permit at all.
Okay, yeah. And I think we have some questions here. Someone said, "Can you be Nora? Sorry, what did you write in Chinese?" Or Ore, what did she write in Chinese? Can you be a? Can I read that character?
Let me check. Sorry. Okay, she said, "Can you be like a Chie Jianshi as a student?"
What does it mean? What's blah blah blah?
That's basically like a supervisor, like
a company supervisor.
A company supervisor.
Okay.
If I can be a company supervisor for our students, what does she mean by that? Company supervisor, what does it mean by that?
Nora, can you explain more?
Like, let's say you have a company that wants to register you as the supervisor of the company, but then you're still a student. Can you allow them to do something like that?
I understand what you're saying. You want to be a company supervisor while you are still a student. You know, one thing I will tell you, in China here, they don't play with the laws. The laws are very, very efficient. So if you are students, you are only meant to study and not to do anything outside study. For the moment, I had like 2021 or 2020, there was some amendments and that you could work for some few hours. But I don't know, I think they was applicable to maybe like Beijing or Shanghai, but I don't know how effective this is. So, but please, if you'll be going to go to the school and what's called the company as an advisor, you know you must sign with them an agreement. And that agreement alone can put you in trouble because you're still having a student visa. So what I would ask you, please, for this case, go to your immigration officers, which are the police in your what's it called, in your locality. Go and tell them this. Except you want to go there on a kind of, or what's it called, a volunteering job, and you sign with them an agreement that you are there on volunteering job. You know what I'm saying? Volunteering. Aha. Volunteering. And you may also apply that to become internship. So, but make sure because this is a little bit tricky. So, because you may be in year 1 and you're going to go and supervise a company, or you'll be year 2, year 3. It's very, very, a little bit maybe tricky. You must be careful. You know what I'm saying? So go to your police, tell them this. If they agree, then you can get with the company kind of contracts that you'll be there maybe on 2 hours per day or per week or whatever, and it will not affect your studies. And you sign with them and let the police be aware, because you are still a student. You know, mine was internship, which is allowed during study. All right. So this is a different case. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think there's another question. What are the documents needed for work visa?
All right, I've
I
mentioned
think
that
the
already.
person is still in Nigeria or as an African, so
Yes, as an African, let me use Nigeria as a case study. I'm a Nigerian. So what you will need is, number one, you have to ask the company to apply for you this B1, which is work permit documents. This is document. Can you see my mouse, please?
yes, we can.
Let me zoom this a little bit. This document you will need to apply for your notification of letter for foreigner work permits in China. They will have this. So these, even at the embassy, they can check this on their computer, this number, and they will find out all the details at the embassy, okay? If you are going home, they will give you this English version. But if you are staying in China, they will give you just a Chinese version. You don't need to just give maybe some in Chinese, and you use that in the, as a code here in China to apply. So if you are going home, I assume you are going home, you ask for this, they give you the work permit documents. Also try to ask them for this alien license. Are you getting it? Alien license. Ask them for this alien license. Okay. For mine, I was also asked, and people have been asking for this also in Nigeria. Ask for this alien license. But the most important of all is this number 1 documents. Number 1. Even without this alien, you will still be given, what's it called? Giving work visa. This and also these documents here. Company license, very important. So these two are the 2 major ones. The company license, which means they are authorized to work in China or to operate in China. Look, I'm going to give you this. And as
Please,
well,
can you, sorry to disturb, can you like zoom it? Let's see it clearly, please.
Oh, okay, let me zoom, sorry. Let me zoom this first one. I'm trying to, okay, yeah, now. Oh, no, sorry, let me zoom this. This is the first one. You can take a picture or take a snap of the screen. Okay, take a snap of the screen. So this is the number B1, which is the work permit document. This is how it looks like. They also have the Chinese version. All right. So assuming you've taken the screen, and this is the alien. In this alien, this one, will put your name, your passport number, everything. All right. And to be seen in the embassy in Nigeria when they check these documents. You know, or let me say Africa, it's all applicable, but Africa and so. All right. And this one is the alien. They give you this alien documents by the company. The company also apply for this as well. And these documents, they also put your details here in these documents. They put the details in the documents, okay? But like I said, the main document is this. This document is the main one, okay? So this is just similar to these work documents, similar. Sometimes the company may not give you this, but if you don't have these as well, and you have these documents and the license, you are good to go. So I've seen people that have gone to the Nigerian embassy, they don't have this alien, whatever. They only have the, what's it called, they have the, what's it called, these documents and as well these license, and they are being employed, okay, given visa. So this is just like kind of backup, which is not so much what's so important. The most important is this document that I've showed you, number 1. But if you can have this, fine. If you cannot have this, you are good to go. Secondly, you need this company to give you what's it called, their license, that they are authorized to work in China. They will give you this license, okay? Give you this license that you have this one, and you must show them this at the embassy too. It's also required at the embassy, okay? All right. And finally, after they have gotten you the work visa, they will give you this work permits while you come back to China. They should give you this, what's it called, this green card, okay? This card. You know, when you apply for this document, when you apply for these permits, these work permits, and when it's out, it comes out with this card, sorry. It comes out with this card, okay? They come out together. When you are given this, they come out together, all right? It comes out together. When you are given this, they give you this card, all right? That means you can be able to work in China. Do you have another question, please?
Yes, there's a question from Taiwo. He said,
okay.
Considering you're an engineer, especially one in the automotive industry, please, what advice would you have for a mechanical engineering student who just resumed for his master's? From your experience, what skill should I focus on, as my major is mechanical manufacturing and automation?
Oh my goodness, that's my course. That's my course. So we are classmates. All right, we are classmates. I did neck manufacturing and automation in my MSc. So we are classmates. So are you here for MSc? Anyway, let me assume you're here for MSc or BSc, and whichever one. So
he wrote MSc.
I'm here for MSc.
You are here for MSc. Wow, that's great.
Yes, for his master's.
So, master degree. Let me tell you something about China. All your courses are important. Are you getting it? All the courses here, they are all important. But like you'll be doing some courses on CAD, computer-aided design. You do them in China, please do them very well. Some courses on machinery, machine design. Please put on them a lot of attention. But you know one thing about all these things, that you may end up not using them to work. Like for me, I have not used those things to work so much. I can design with CAD. I know CAD very well, but now I'm working in automotive where I'm doing more of electronics. It's only once in a while I use my CAD knowledge. But please make sure your CAD, very important, your machine design, very important, and some maybe control, system control, very important. So virtually all the courses you would do now, that have to do with engineering courses, they are all, you should pay to them a lot of attention. And likewise, your Chinese courses. So I wouldn't say leave these and keep that. All of them are important. So please look at your course syllabus and make sure all these courses, you pass them very well. At least 90 plus in each course, at least 90 plus. Just, you can do it. You can do it. If I can do that, you can do it. All right. Minimum 90 plus. You can do it in each course. Minimum 90 plus. You can do it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, sorry, I have a question. I think the first speaker said something about the internship. He said, if you're doing internship, it doesn't count as a work experience here in China. So I don't know if you had similar experience, or probably your internship didn't count, or it's counted as work experience for you.
Okay, I'm going to tell you based on what's my experience. I'm being practical. So I'm not going to dispute the first speaker, but I'm telling you, based on my experience, your internship counts in China. I did internship for around 10 good months. And when I want to get this job, the immigration, they interviewed me, the immigration officers, and they asked me if I have experience on this job. And I said yes. That I have done with them internship for not less than 6 months. And my company wrote a letter, or let me say a document, and signed that I have worked there and I have this experience with them for 6 months. And with that, I was allowed to work in China. So it counted. Because, at the beginning, they were saying that, you don't have any experience, you cannot work here. When Beijing said they should give me the visa, they were not asking me to make it become for me difficult. Do you have any experience? I say, yeah, I have. Let me see. And I gave to them and said, okay, that's good. You have at least minimum of 6 months. So for me, it worked. Assuming I never had any experience, maybe they wouldn't have employed me or given me the Z visa. Oh, he doesn't know anything about this job, we can't employ you. For me, it worked. And I've seen friends too that have worked in China, and they also did internship, and for them, it's counted. So please, if you can do internship, do it. It will count for you. Except maybe in some, maybe Beijing, Shanghai, they have some different laws. But for all that I've seen, in many cities, it counted for them. All right.
Okay, thank you. Ure, you have the floor.
All right, thank you very much. So the first speaker, Mr. Edmond, is still around, and then we have some extra time for more questions and answers for you, sir, Engineer Sunday, and for Mr. Edmond, because apparently the two topics are pretty similar. You're talking about working from internship, and Mr. Edmond talked about doing business, like applying for the company, and also I think there are a lot of questions that people would have for both of you. So please, I'm going to invite both of you to the floor. So as people drop questions, they specify who the question is for, or if both of you have something to say, then you can both answer to the question.
Okay.
All right, so we're still going to continue with the questions, but we're also going to include more questions. Now, this is a general question, so not just for your session, sir, but for both speakers, sir. So please, it would appreciate if people can speak up rather than typing the question in. So if you have questions,
better, please
say it directly. There are some questions that were in the comment section which have not been asked. If the people are still here, please just ask. Do not write anymore. Just open your mic and talk. Thank you. And you can also specify if you want either Mr. Edmond or Engineer Sonny to answer, or if you leave it to both of them to answer.
Good evening. Please, I have a question. Sorry, I joined very late, so I didn't catch up with the names. But I think the last thing you talked about IT really hit me, because I haven't done IT in this China, and I know pretty much how important it is. So please, what can you advise me on this? And obviously, when you want to, maybe after school, you're looking for a job, they definitely would ask you, do you have experience? How would I have experience when my school did not give me the chance to even do an IT? What do I do?
So which speaker, please? You should mention what speaker it is, please.
I'm not sure. I didn't join the first speaker, so please, anyone can answer this one. Thank you.
So who should, I don't know. My other speaker can speak. If you want me to speak, let me speak. All right.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. What was the question again? Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was talking about the last speaker made mention of IT and how important it is in China. But as for me, I'm almost graduating, which is like next month. Yeah. But the only IT my school allowed me to do was just because I'm studying Chinese language, and this was just basically coming to school and teaching like 3 teachers, and just they just want to see if we can teach. And coupled with that, we've been having online classes since 2020. So basically, I do not have any experience that I could boast of. And you made mention of the IT, which I do not have a company where I went to and did IT with them, all the certificates and all of that. So in this case, after schooling, and probably I want to go into the business, the company visa, or like a different visa apart from the student visa, and they need this IT experience. What do I tell them? Can I have an IT experience after studies, or I just tell them I wasn't given the opportunity to have an IT experience during studies? Thank you.
That's a long question. So if I can understand you, right now you're looking for an IT space, right? And what's the advice for you?
No, I think it's too late to have an IT right now, because I'm almost done. Yes, but I heard you made mention of how important IT is.
Okay. Yeah. So which province, if I may ask?
I'm in Shandong Province, Jinan City.
Shandong Province. Okay. Right now, I will speak for two provinces right now. In China right now, and previously, every city, every province, they have their different rules. If you are in Shandong or your current province, that's great. Right now, if you are applying if you want an IT space, whether you're doing a language or some kind of internship, yes, you can get an IT through your school. Like, you can probably apply to some companies around your school. Some schools, the companies come to the school, right, to ask for, like, people can enroll. Maybe those graduating students, you can join them sometimes to enroll for an IT. So if you do not, right now in Zhejiang province, right now, the immigration has made it clear in this province right now that if you do your IT, it does not translate as a work experience in Zhejiang. That is in Iwu, in Zhejiang right now. However, just like my colleague said, Engineer Sunday, however, I think I agree with him on major point there. Provided you are serious, that is, no matter, yes, the immigration, there's one thing the immigration need, which is seriousness. Because right now, China has they've spelled out their terms that they want serious people. So if you are going to passing through your IT, or you've gotten a company to do the IT, your IT or your short-term work, it could translate to a work visa, to a 2 years or 1 year experience. But it all depends on you putting your full effort, contribution, and speak up on that company, show exclusiveness on that company. Once you're able to do that, then you build a relationship with the boss of that organization. And of course, when you're applying for your work visa, even though you don't have the 2 years experience or you've gotten a lot of internship, it may translate, not because it fulfills the requirement, but because probably you are just exclusive in that area. So that's what I have to say about that. So you can you can get an IT from a company, from some friends. You probably maybe have some friends, some Chinese friends who their parents have some business, or just some companies around. You can get some IT there. But if you want to get a work visa after that IT, you must, it's a must. You have to show exclusiveness to that company, because your final aim, right, is to get a work visa. So if you must get a work visa, you must show an exclusive work character in that particular area.
All right.
I don't know if you answered the question.
Hi.
Please, hello. Before you go to the next speaker, please. You can see here I did some I made some points. Let me just add to that. Please, if you are looking for IT, it's already in my slide. Look for an IT with a company that has business relating to your major. This is very important. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah, please. If your IT is not in your field, you may end up doing an IT that is irrelevant, because they want to know, is it related to what you are doing, what you are studying? Please, this line, is on the line here, very important. I was also asked. So please, the company business should be related to what your IT or your major is doing, please, or your major rather. If you're going to do IT there, it's very important. Please don't forget this point. Thank you.
Hi, Engineer Sunday.
I have a question.
Please go on.
Yes. Okay. Who's speaking? Me or someone else?
You. Please speak. Please speak.
Oh, okay. This is directed to Engineer Sunday. It's not really a question, but I need some points, some kind of advice from you, since you're an industry professional already. I'm a mechatronics engineering graduate, and I didn't really plan on staying in China for, say, long term. I was actually trying to get out of the country and go do graduate studies elsewhere, like get a master's. But I'm leaning more towards staying now, so I kind of need some advice. I'm looking towards applying for a master's in control engineering or automation, something in that region. I did mechatronics engineering. So you being in the industry kind of gives me some insight or an opportunity to get some type of insight. Which do you think is, I don't know, which market do you think is on trend? Let's use on trend.
Thank you for the question. But if I may ask, you are planning to apply for a further study or a job outside China, right? Outside China.
Not outside, in China. I'm leaning more
in China. Okay, in China.
In China now, yes.
In China. Okay. Mechatronics is a very good profession or a very good major. Mechatronics is very good. It's a well-selling, since you already have mechatronics engineering experience. So I would advise you, just you mentioned about control. I don't know what to talk about control. I didn't get that very well. Control. What happened to control engineering?
I said I'm a mechatronics engineering major. Like I graduated with a mechatronics engineering degree. So I'm trying to select, like I'm trying to tune down my selections for a master's. So I'm looking at control, automations and control, or mechanical, or pure mechatronics. That's why I need some insight from you. Which one do you think is?
Okay, so I get it very well. That means you're not looking for a job, you're trying to go for your MSc. Okay.
Yes.
Mechatronics is a very good course, and it's selling very well abroad. Okay, if you try and apply to some schools now, even in Canada, and you are good in mechatronics, or you have done your major in mechatronics, you can easily get scholarship in for MSc. Yeah. Some schools in Alberta, I'm not saying you should leave China or whatever. I'm not giving you some kind of info, If you was going to apply for some schools in abroad, they'll be willing to give you scholarship. If you have mechatronics background, okay, it's a very selling course. Mechatronics, Industry 4.0, okay, Industry 4.0. That also all these are Internet of Things. So all these are selling courses now, that they are needed a lot, everywhere abroad. Okay, Industry 4.0, mechatronics, even automation. But I would advise you, since you have already had a background in mechatronics, I would advise you, try and strengthen this area. It's a very selling course. You can just check online for yourself, and you'll see it's really selling now. Okay, so that's my advice for you. It's an industry booming area. And also automation is nice, but if you have a background in mechatronics, why don't you build it? Why switch to automation? Though it's just similar, but mechatronics is a very nice course. I have a friend of mine that did mechatronics. He was formerly in Georgia. Later he went to a school in a school in Hong Kong. Now he's in UK doing his MSc in UK. Just mechatronics in China, and now he's in UK now. So he got a full scholarship in UK. Okay, so please, it's a very selling course, mechatronics. I would advise you can go ahead with that. And automation is not bad too. It's also a nice course, but mechatronics, it's a good course.
All right, thank you for your insight.
All right, thank you very much. Please, just the next step, next people asking questions, can you please go straight to the point? So I'm not wasting time on the question, just be straight to the point.
Good evening. Okay, good evening. Good evening. My name is Genevieve. So please, I want to ask concerning the work experience. I need some clarification about what counts as work experience in China. For example, I myself did my master's back home, and then I did my PhD here. While I was doing my master's back home, I had some job experience. So now but there's no space between my master's and my PhD, because as I was finishing the master's, I came into China. Okay, so there's basically no space between when I finished my study in Nigeria and then when I started here in China. So now I want to ask, can the work experience that the Chinese people are looking for here, is it, I don't know how to ask, is it because some people say anything you do, any job you do whilst you're studying does not count. So please, I don't know how true this is. That's why I am asking for clarifications. Thank you.
Okay, I think somebody asked that question, but please, when you ask, please let us know to who speaker, so we don't just speak when we should not speak.
Okay, you can speak, please. Sorry, I came late, so I don't know who said
All right.
what.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Now let me tell you something. You know, I said I want to be practical with you guys. I have been in China for not less than 10 years, not less than. All right, not less than 10 years, more than 10 years now. All right, let me tell you something about every country. They have some exclusive lists. Are you getting it? When it comes to application of law. And I have been a beneficiary of it in China in so many ways. Look, it does not count. These are the new laws. But I tell you, if you do your job very well, in my time, they asked for 2 years experience. I only have around, because I worked for like 3 months in the first company, which I left. I worked there for like internship. Later, I moved to the new company and I worked for like 9 months. I never had 2 years, but my company wrote for me this Zhengming. It's called Zhengming, a kind of certification, and they stamp it with their company stamp. And they wrote a lot of terms there that we are sure he can. You know what I'm saying? Because they want me. We are sure this guy is this and that. They wrote a lot. And there's no how these people will not see it and they will not, okay, well, if he has said this way, okay, it's fine. You know, look, let me tell you something. These laws you are seeing, yeah, they're Chinese law, but the province has authority on how to apply these laws. The province.
Okay.
Yes, so they can do a lot of, I wouldn't say I wouldn't say break the law, but they can do some kind of exclusive package for you. And you see that you will be, you'll be, exempted for some things in some way. So it counts, okay. But please, when you are doing your IT or your, do them in a company where you have business or their business are related to your major. It's very important. And when it's time, your company can back you. My company backed me even till Beijing. Beijing headquarters. That's in the Beijing capital. They backed me there and they push. It was a very big story, but it's fine. Just do your work well, and you see how God will support you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I would like to add to that, please.
Yes, sir. Please, you can.
Okay, sure. Okay, thanks, sir. Just to add to that, I will try to narrow it to my province. Okay, that very question. Right now, I'll speak for 2 cities and I'll speak for Yiwu City and for Shanghai right now because I'm there. Now in Yiwu City right now, your master's degree and your PhD, there is no there is no place to add your experience, right? So your work experience must come after your bachelor's. So you can probably look for maybe, I don't know, maybe you had your bachelor's in a certain time, then there was 2 years. If you have 2 years from your bachelor's to your master's, then you can use that 2 years there. That is for Yiwu City. Yeah. If you try to bring your work experience between your master's and your PhD, then it will be a contradiction. This is in Yiwu. However, based on what the last speaker said, there can be an exclusion based on some kind of stuff, maybe your GP, your CV, your small internship you've done. There could be an exclusion, but there are rules that is standing right here is your work experience must be after, like it should not coincide. That is for Yiwu City. Why for Shanghai? Why for Shanghai City? Your work experience, your 2 years, it's almost the same. Your 2 years work experience should not coincide still. However, just get any experience outside your degree, your minimum of a bachelor's degree, then it will be fine. So even if provided you are not in China, that is for Shanghai. Yeah, so that's just what we work with in Shanghai and in Yiwu. Now, to cut the story short, in Yiwu City, your work experience should not coincide. While in Shanghai, it's they could, but it should not be within China. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Please, before you go, please, I know this topic is very important, but let me add to this. I'm sorry to that. Let me add to this so that because I know other viewers may also have similar issues. Yeah, as said by the other speaker, my brother, yeah, well said. All right. So please, I also have a guy that came to my company after I came, okay, and they asked for work experience, I remember. But he finished his MSc and he never had any work experience at all in China. He finished studying without doing any internship and he just came to my company, okay? So what happened is that they asked for work experience back in his country that is related to what he has done or to the company business. So, which means sometimes, you know, based on what's it called, how much a company needs you, they can go extra mile to what's it called to fight for you and get you employed. So for these guys, my company went, you know, I mean the company then, but I know I've left there now. They went extra mile and they did all documentation by their own self. And this guy had to go to had to send back his document in was Cameroon, and they gave him a kind of a letter of what's it called, a certification that he has done internship for like around 1 year plus. And with that, he was employed. But you know what happened is that here in China, before, in most times, when they will employ you, they won't interview you. These people will interview, they will interview and know if you're actually qualified. This guy was also interviewed, and this guy, Chinese, was okay. Like for me now, I was interviewed because these people in what they call it, in the immigration, they don't know all majors. What they can use to test your value is that, you know, your Chinese language proficiency. For me, I was interviewed even in further maths. The immigration man is a what's called is a mathematician, you know, then in school. He's a maths guru then in school. In Chinese man, he speaks English. He gave me further mathematics, he gave me salt, he gave me calculus. I'm telling you to solve. And thank God I solved everything. And this guy stood up and said, "Hey, Sunday, so you are the first African I ever seen that could do all my tests and pass." And he gave me a handshake and gave me his number. I said, "From today henceforth, if you have any issue, call me." So all these things can count. And they may bend some rules for you. Just for speaking Chinese fluently, that guy was, they used maybe 2 years to like 1 year plus, and he was giving what's it called, work visa. So that's no addition anyway.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Can I ask a question?
Yeah, please.
I have a question, Taiwo.
Yeah, Taiwo, please, you can speak. Sorry, your hand has been on.
Okay. Yeah. So my question is for Engineer Sunday directly. You said it's not really a question, sir. Like, I like that you're a very, very practical person. And then you also said we are colleagues, so we are classmates. You did mechanical manufacturing and automation. So like, I just want to shoot my shot. I don't know, like if I can be able to connect with you or something, so that like maybe if I have any question down the line, or just have your contact or something. So that's basically what I wanted to just ask.
Yeah, it's no problem. Meet engineer, all right. So you get it through him. All right.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you. Are there any other questions? We have at least 4 or 5 more minutes. So please, let's be very brief with our questions. And can the answers also please be very straightforward, so we can take at least 2 more questions? We have like 5 minutes. And please, let's start. Please, nobody should write question. Open mic and talk, please, if possible. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Good evening, sir. Good evening, Engineer Sunday, and good evening, my colleagues. My question goes to Engineer Sunday. I'm currently doing my master's in hydropower engineering, and back then in Nigeria, I did civil engineering, and I have my current certificates in civil engineering. Now, currently, I'm doing my master's in hydropower engineering. Now, I want to ask, is it possible I can do internship in civil engineering in China here? Since
please, where are you doing? Oh, sorry, go on, please, go on. I thought you are done, go on.
Okay, since I have a bachelor in civil engineering back then in Nigeria, so is it possible I can do internship in civil engineering in China? Or since I'm doing hydropower currently, it's only in hydropower I can do internship?
I want to ask you a question. Why are you planning to do internship? Why? What is your aim? To work in China or what?
Actually, I want to have the experience of civil work in China.
Okay, civil work. And my other question is, after you graduate, what do you want to do? You want to do something related to hydropower or civil engineering?
Actually, for now, it's on civil engineering. So I don't know, maybe subsequent time I can either opt in for hydropower. But for now, it's civil engineering.
Okay, now here's my answer. You can get a lot of companies for civil engineering in China. A lot of companies, okay? But if your intention is to work in China, I would advise you to do hydropower, which is your major now. Okay, but if you want to do based on your previous major, you want to go back to civil engineering, you will find a lot of companies in China, yes, for civil engineering. But please work with your school, because now at the moment you are not doing civil in China, you are doing hydro. So work with the Laoshis or supervisors, or also go by yourself and you can find them. But please, when you find them, this is wisdom. When you find any company that will employ you in China, please let them give you a document to state that you are doing internship and let your school be aware. Else, if you have any issue, they will deny you. They will deny. They say they are not aware of this, and that's what they will deny you. So the company will give you letter of what's it called, letter kind of Zhongming, kind of what's it called, certificate that you are working with them on internship, and your school is aware. Simple. But if you're going to work in China, do on hydro. But if you want to get civil experience, yes, very good in China, you will get a lot of companies, civil.
All right, thank you very much, sir.
Okay,
And please, let's be reminded for those who came late. Sorry. Do you still have a question?
Yes. Sir, okay. Now, for example, now I'm doing my this thing, still working on my coursework, and hopefully I'll be done by the end of July. Now, you said during your own time, you spend like 1.5 years to finish your coursework and your research work. Now, somewhere like we are probably on that scholarship, would they be paying us? If, for example, if I just follow your footstep and probably finish within 1.5 years, is it possible they can be paid stipend? That is one. Two. Now, back to the hydropower aspect. If probably I want to venture into hydropower later, now, is it possible I can have a full recommendation from my supervisor? Although in my school, I think one of their major courses or one of the course that they rank in this school is anything related to hydropower and water engineering, anything hydrology. So I think they are one of the best in China when it comes to hydropower and all of that. Now, is it possible someone can get recommendation to work in a company as an internship student from the supervisor?
I'm sorry, please. I'm going to cut you short, sir, please. Because of time, since this question is very specific to just you, I would give you Engineer Sunday's contact so you can message him for more details. So we can take at least one or two other questions that might be open and for others too, because this question is very specific. Not a lot of people are doing hydropower, so it's like the others are kind of going to be a bit lost on the question. Is that all right by you, Mr. Tyrus?
All right, no problem. Thank you.
Yes, all right. And then just to remind the people who came late, the first speaker was Mr. Edmond. He's the founder of Dale Partners. He talked about business, how to successfully carry out your business while studying and maximizing the opportunity. So we're going to take 2 more questions before it ends. 2 more questions, either for Mr. Edmond or for Engineer Sunday. So please, if you have any question, if your questions are very specific and like very detailed to you alone, which might not be beneficial to other people too, you can message me and I will give you their contact so you message them after. But if it's a question that everyone else can relate to, I think that is what we should focus on, so everybody can, since this is for a lot of people. So please, if there are 2 other questions before we go to the next session, let's take them either for Mr. Edmond or for Engineer Sunday on either scholar internship or business related questions. So please, because of time, if we have, please just speak up. You can open your mic and speak, please. Any other questions? Any other questions? Okay. If there are no questions, I would ask Mr. Edmond to please give a final word or two, and then Ms. Engineer Sunday would then follow suit and give final words also. Mr. Edmond, over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much again for this opportunity. Yeah, my closing remark here is because our main job in China, we are mainly focusing on business. So if you're a student in China or you're some kind of tourist in China, either a student or tourist, I think the most important thing is if you want to do a business in China, you should probably contact a reliable, or because from what I know in China, every province, despite they have some exclusive rules, but every province, every province in China operate like a country, like they have their different rules. So I think from my experience, like I said earlier on, if you want to get a business in China or work in China, you should start applying 6 months or 3 months to the time. Yeah, try not to apply too early. Probably maybe you're going to graduate next month and you apply this month. It may be kind of risky in some provinces like in Yiwu or in Shanghai. You have to apply really early. That is for those who want to do the business set up a company in China or a business in China. Then for the other areas, in terms of working in China, yeah, they can just probably like for what I do, like my own personal self, like I advise people, it's better you contact whoever is handling your application one-on-one, not just chat on the phone. So when you meet the agency in your city or wherever, you can ask the real questions. What are my chances? What do I need to bring? This happen, this doesn't happen. Just make things clear as possible before you make commitment. So thank you very much for inviting me to this program, NIDO Organization of China. And I really appreciate it. And I wish all the students and everyone a happy time. Thank you.
Thank you too. Ure, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Please, thank you very much, sir. So now to Engineer Sunday, please, 1 or 2 words before we move on.
All right. Once again, I want to appreciate you all for being here today. For me, it's really a wonderful time and opportunity to speak to you guys. And one thing I want to say to you today, as you have decided to work in China, to stay in China, for me, one of the key points I want to go home today is that make sure you improve your Chinese language proficiency. When I was coming to China, my dad told me something at the airport. You know, he told me just a kind of parting word. He said, make sure you learn the language they speak in China. That's Chinese language. He just told me that. And that word rang in my mind for several hours. And when I arrived in China, I decided on that same day that I must work in China and I must learn Chinese. So please, if you are doing anything in China and you want to stay in China, please be practical about it. That's my nature. I'm someone that is really practical about things I want. If I want this, I do everything. I don't sit on the fence. Okay, so please, if you want to stay in China, do all you can do. Meet all you can meet. Talk to all you can talk to. Your lecturers, your friends, be practical about it. Let me just give you this one word. When I came here, I can't speak Chinese. You all know, that's normal. I will use my BlackBerry board and BlackBerry curve, and I will type on my BlackBerry and translate. What she whiteboard? What she judging Imagine your comma, but your bishop no I'll just type. I remember I'll just type on my board and put it in Chinese. I'm going to be showing them in schools. Or I just put and show them. Then I can't even speak, but I would just, I knew I was teaching English then. I was moving everywhere and asking them the schools that I knew. Some would just repel me, and then I could get some immunity about or around these people. So please, in all, let your Chinese language level be strong and let your academics be strong, number 2, and also If you are doing your internship, please be involved in the company, and you will see that the rest things will follow. Thank you very much for your time, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much, Engineer Sunday. Thank you very much. All right, can you please see my screen?
Yes, sure.
No, we can't.
Okay, all right.
No.
Yes, you can see. Can you see now?
No, not yet.
Thank you. So share.
Yes, I think he needs
Wait,
to stop sharing. Okay, yes, Ure, you're sharing now.
Yes, all right. Thank you very much. So, we are, there's going to be a hike. Shanghai and Jiangsu province of Middle East is hosting a hiking trip on Saturday, June.
Ure, it's not showing. It's not appearing on the screen. We can't
It's not
see
appearing.
your screen. Yes, it's not.
Wait, okay. Sorry, 1 second. Can you see my screen now?
I can see Oluwa has started sharing screen, but it's still blank.
Yeah, the screen is showing. Lua started sharing screen. Okay, now I think we can see.
All right. Now, what of this? Can you see the poster?
Yes,
No,
one day.
Okay,
yeah,
thank you very much.
almost.
Middle East, Shanghai and Jiangsu province are organizing a hiking trip to be held in Suzhou at Wangshan. The time has been set tentatively for Saturday, June 3rd. So if you would like to join, if you are in Jiangsu, anywhere in Jiangsu or Shanghai, and you are welcome from any other province, if you would like to join, please scan the QR code and join the group chat, and more information will be put on the group chat for those who are interested. There has to be a minimum of 10 people who sign up for the hike to hold. So that is one. This poster would also be sent on the different group chat platforms of Middle East. So please pay attention. Then there would also be another webinar next month, and that is all Jagba related. So more details will be coming up soon. How to Jagba, what are the processes, everything you need to know. I know this is going to interest a lot of people, so please pay attention to this too. And then also one of the speakers, Mr. Justin Lee from BRE Education, because of his time, he couldn't stay for more questions. So if you have any inquiries about the scholarship or application, please contact JBT, our welfare secretary. Add you. There is a group on Middle East admissions and scholarships, so you will be added to the group chat. So please, if you are interested, please talk to JBT, our welfare secretary, and he would add you. And then Miss Gloria, over to you for the last one.
Okay, thank you everyone, most especially our speakers today, and for all Nigerians and non-Nigerians who were able to join us for today's webinar. And, the announcement is to encourage us to follow the Middle East social networks. You can see we have Nigerians in Diaspora, East China, Facebook, YouTube, our webpage, although it's under revamp. We have our Twitter page and our Telegram, and also Instagram. So don't forget to join us in our different social networks. And if you're confused or you're not able to join any of these social networks, please try to reach out to the Middle East Welfare JBT for any challenge or challenges. Thank you for having us tonight. I remain my humble self, Gloria, the coordinator of Nigerians in Shanghai. Ure.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So now we'll be moving on to the next, which is closing remarks, and our one and only, our guy at the top, our chairman, sir, Mr. Nathaniel. We welcome you, sir, to give the closing remarks, sir.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, Presido.
To say thank you to everyone, those that took our time to be part of tonight's webinar. I want to say a big thank you to the moderators and the organizing committee, the moderators, Mr. Ore and Miss Gloria. Thank you for a job well done. Thank you to all executive members who are here tonight. And just a few stuff to add. I'd like to briefly speak on behalf of the consular immigrations. He could not make it tonight, but he sends his regards, and hopefully he will be with us the next time we're meeting on certain issues. And all the things we've said tonight, we have created a department tonight, a department that handles admissions and jobs, as it were. So if anyone is, you want to get in touch or you need such services or stuff like for admissions or job or stuff, you can contact the Middle East Welfare Secretary, JBT, or at the end of the day, if we will make a post on the group where you can contact us via the website, you just drop an information there and we'll reach out to you also. And at the end of the day, our goal is to thrive together. Our goal is to get to the top together. I want to say thank you to everyone again. See you at the top. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, Engineer Sunday, Mr. Edmond, and everyone.
Good night, everyone.
All right, thank you all. Thank you.
Good night.
Bye-bye, everyone.